Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. Well, there is no specific title or anything of the sort, but it is the witch hunting and the attacks against a journalist. In fact, the only games journalist that I actually go to rock, paper, shotgun to read. The only time it's once a week that I actually go there to read something. In fact, they are targeting him, they are attacking him because he dared to say something questionable. He went against a narrative. He decided to give free speech to somebody. Look at this. From Sophia Narwitz, a writer at RPS, which is Rock Paper Shotgun, argued in the comment section about the Watchdogs controversy that limiting debate is totalitarian. So how are members of the gaming press reacting? Certainly they are opening their eyes to how totalitarian they've become. Right? Nope, of course not. They want him fired. And she's absolutely 100% correct. They want him fired because they have zero self-awareness. Two things that I've learned with the Democrats, the control left, and Tifa and other retards is that, one, for you to become a member of those groups, you need to lack complete and total self-awareness. You need to completely delete that from your brain. You need to wipe it out completely from your brain. So, you cannot show a single thing of self-awareness, otherwise you are cancelled. Another thing is projection. Always accused your enemy of the things you are guilty of. Call somebody else racist while you are racist yourself. So always project. So in that way, there is always a way to avoid, dodge, or things like that when they eventually find out that you're a filthy racist. That's how it's done with these people. Let's get back to the article, to the news itself. Tim Stone, the only actual journalist, like I said, the only journalist that makes me go to rock, paper, shotgun once a week. I have profound respect for you and your life choices. I also believe that questions like, should trans women be allowed to compete in female sports and should male-bodied trans women be housed in women's prisons are worthy of debate. I agree with Tim Stone. These are worthy of debate. I also respect, like him, any transgender person, except those who do this for attention, which I call ma'am genders. You know, from that GameStop situation in which it's ma'am. Remember? Well, now you do. And this is why I also say I have profound respect, because it's not an easy life choice. It's not easy. It's a lot of problems, a lot of surgeries, and a lot of things that you must go through. So I have profound respect for actual transgenders. To forbid our debate on trans rights and to seek to silence and cancel people who don't unquestionably support one side of the argument seems horribly totalitarian to me. I absolutely 100% agree with Tim Stone. In fact, he understands what totalitarianism is because sometimes he writes in his articles about the totalitarian past in real-time strategy or on 4X or 4-time strategy. You know, he covers a lot of war and other historical moments in his articles, which is why he is one of the best journalists they have in a rock, paper, shotgun. And he is also used to, I do not know if he still does write for PC Gamer, but he used to. I still have a few examples of some of the articles and magazines from PC Gamer from when I used to live in the UK. And I used to read it a lot and enjoyed what he writes. He's a great writer. He's a great journalist. And I was surprised that in all the articles that I've read from Rock Paper Shotgun, which is pretty much, as you know, I have it on my favorites to only link to his articles. As you can see here, I have it on my bookmark bar or something to link only to his articles, because that's the only reason why I go to Rock Paper Shotgun. As you can see here, it's absolutely the only reason why I go to him. As you can see, look, Team Stone, more Team Stone over here. See, it's the only reason why I go there. It's the flare path. There's no woke shit and no other real world politics or anything like that. And he absolutely delves into the past and other things. Look, with him talking about it, the strategy games that interests me and simulation stuff and all the other things. He goes and delves into that, including the history behind everything else when he can. And why? And that's an explanation as to why he understands what totalitarianism is. But come on, and you can see what it is, totalitarian. And this is, if I'm not wrong, writer in PC Gamer, games journalist, a degree below actual journalists. So as you can see, there's a journalist over here, and the game journalist is pretty much out of the camera in how bad it is. And considering how journalists are today, so you're pretty much a journalist right below over here. That's the normal journalist. And this is a burger flipper. That's how much respect you have. Either way, as you can see, the person is trying to cancel Team Stone. If they take out Team Stone out of Rock Paper Shotgun, I can and will safely say I will take out the link out of my bookmark bar, and will take out the absolute only reason I go to that filthy website. Welcome to killing Rock Paper Shotgun for most people. We're gonna keep the guy who thinks trans rights should be debated on the payroll. He's not saying that, you absolute... He's saying that if trans women should belong in a women's sports or women's Olympics, for instance. Like I've said it multiple times. Even if you transition fully and completely, you are still better, physically better than a normal or biological woman. You're still going to beat them easily because of your body. You still have your male bones, you still have your male muscles. Obviously not as strong as a biological male without all the estrogen treatments, progesterone and other things like that. But you're still gonna have it, like I've said in multiple videos. For instance, we still have it here. Look, this is having this protuberation over your skull, even the nose. This makes you male. There's a hook behind your head, which there's a muscle that connects to your mandibles over here, which allowed us back in the day when we were still nomads and were still little filthy monkeys throwing shit around. Well, technically, I don't think we still we changed that behavior. We're still doing that to this day, flinging shit. Oh wow. Either way, it was connected here for us to carry tools with our mandibles, using as a third hand, like many animals do to this day. We still do it in some sort of way. Obviously not at the same levels we did in the past, but still do it. We still have our hips, which is definitely not apt for baby carrying. you know, pelvic bone. With the females, they have a bigger hole for a baby to pump through. We don't. We also have a bigger hip bones at the side over here, you know, much bigger, while the female is smaller. That's to accommodate a bigger belly to carry little babies. We can run faster because we have better, not only longer bones, but we also have more muscles on our legs and things like that. Which means it's completely and utterly unrealistic and unfair to women in sports. Sorry, I needed to swallow that saliva. To put a trans woman in there and compete with them. That is utterly unfair. If you want to put a trans woman in sports, create a category for them. Because in that way, it would be fair to them, it would be fair for males, and fair for all the females. You can't mix one and another. It's unfair. But this one thinks she is better than everybody and tries to misinterpret or misidentify Team Stone's argument. And that's absolutely fucking unethical and stupid. I appreciate no decision can be made quickly and internal discussions will take time, but I am absolutely fucking watching. I've been a proud contributor to the site over the years, and I'll be discussed if I have to watch it play host to some of the ugliest politics going. Team Stone is a coward reviving dead and buried discussions in a violent attempt to undermine the lives and rights of trans people under the guise of civility and debate. They're the holy shit! The complete and total lack of self-awareness in here is absurd. You are a totalitarian. There is no it's not a dead and buried. This discussion is still ongoing and science is pretty clear in what I just said. These people irritate me to no end. And this is the article. Ubisoft to remove controversial guests from Watchdog Legion's podcast, etc. But let me show you that this is not delegated only to that person. There is another one doing the same thing. I have a good working relationship with Team Stone, but this is unacceptable. Needs to act quickly to preserve its credibility with trans folks and allies. There is no debate. There is. I am sorry, and there will always be a debate. Trans rights are human rights. Yes, they are human rights. No one, nobody, not even me, is going to deny that. In fact, I support trans rights. Remember back in the day where they were discussing about transgender women and transgenders going to female bathroom, and not only that, about trans rights, gay rights, marriage, and things like that. I adopted Trump's position, which is to allow them to support it. Like Trump and I support gay rights, marriage, gay marriage. Go on when the church, marry you two little peck lovers, all together, celebration in the church in civility, and have the same rights as a normal heterosexual couple. I also support your rights to transition and participate in whatever job you feel like it, even going into the female bathroom. But you need to remember, women also have the right to disagree with any of that, and if they feel uncomfortable with a guy who looks all bearded, imagine me identifying as a female going into a female toilet looking like this. Yeah, obviously they are not going to feel comfortable. Obviously there is all the discussions for all the times and all the things, but look at this. I absolutely agree. Trans rights are human rights, but what he is doing here is censorship. You are trying to silence a discussion that is still relevant, and because it's still science. Science says those things, and you know what? Fuck that. Let's keep going. I understand where Tim's ignorance comes from, because I used to be ignorant in the same way. Oh, you're saying Tim is not woke. Tim is outside of your religious, your intersectionality religion. It's outside of your religious circus. Circle. That is his fault. Is that what you're trying to say? Because it is what you're trying to say. These people irritate me. Seeking polite debate about a group of people's very existence. That is not what he did or said. Look at this. That's what. Even I believe arguments like they're creating pieces like this. The garden. There's at least one. Look at what he said. He did nothing. What you're claiming. He said that. And these people irritate me to no end. Look at what he was writing. Tim Stone over here, some proposed terms rights clash with women's rights in certain areas. Precisely, like I said, in the sports, and he is absolutely right in there. He is right, like what I discussed in this video. It is not bigoted to point this out or advocate debate for that compromises can be reached. Look, Tim is being unreasonable, so he is guilty of being unreasonable. The intersectionality religion finds Tim Stone guilty of reasonableness, and he should be burned at the stake. Is that what you idiots trying to advocate? Because it sounds exactly what you idiots are advocating for. Holy muggle. This cancel culture really is sickening. These totalitarians, authoritarians, dictator-loving idiots really pisses me off. The free speech is definitely being destroyed, and these people are absolutely guilty of it. But then again, I allow these idiots to say this retarded stuff, but I do not support the idea of canceling Tim Stone for what he says, nor do I support the idea of canceling these idiots for the retarded stuff they just said on Twitter. I guess that makes me different from them. Some sort of way, I probably will burn at the stake because of these people. Some way, shape, or form. Probably not literally, in case they are trying to clip this video and then trying to misquote me or take things like things that I said out of context. Oh well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because you obviously want more of this. You want more evidence of why you lost faith in humanity. You absolutely want more shenanigans. You absolutely want more of this beautiful face giving you the daily news as to why the world is still a clown world. Obviously, you want all of this and more. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, thank you. See you on my next video. Good night.